update in hisle yate shal kahasin to ahol ago ko aho scale Turtle Island. Across Turtle Island to all you Clanmothers and to all you headmen. I wanted to update you on this case right here. 24CV 03185 DCDMC Nene versus California State et al. Dina Coggins presiding. Dennis, and the other one sound like Dennis Kota referral. Date filed November 18th yet and it was terminated on that date. And during this time right here, I wrote to them and let them know what happened and that I'm waiting for their 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 ideas, their opinion, their okay. Well, you can go all anybody can go on this type of website and get you an account about it. That was called a case summary. Okay. I don't know why that thing keeps. No, I turn on the light beam flashlight. That's the Do you see my name is like that right there at this federal court right here. I want you to all know before you judge me and before you decide or think that this judge is correct or this guy or any of these defendants that are named right here, before you think that I'm wrong or that I'm trying to get away with something like this or that, breaking some type of a statute or penal code or commercial code or citation or something, before you guys even think to to go that route. This guy right here, right there, Nene, in 2016 in Vermont, Green Green Mountains up there, Vermont area. There was some rainbow tribe people out there gathering. They do an annual gathering out there every year. Not every year, I mean, they go to different places every year and do annual gathering, go off grid, go offline. It ain't about it ain't about Instagram or something. It's about going back to the nature way. And so I ran into these Rastafari rainbow tribe from all kinds of countries, all walks of life, all different colors. That's all, yeah, rainbow. Albert I met one Unchi over there. Her name is Helen in English. Ghana. They call her Helen, Red Feather. Oh, Unchi, the Clanmother. And I ran into her over there. She's probably in her late 60s or so. Wounded knee. That naga. This elder that I met that was with these rainbow tribe out there holding some space and some land in 2016. So back then there was this guy right here. He was already fighting court cases back then. Now we're at 2025 to 26. It's not this guy right here was out there at Green Mountain, Vermont. And he had some documents already. Some of those documents are going to be in this case right here. So back in 2016 was the finishing up of filing what I filed into these court cases. A writ of mandate order, writ of mandate order. And there was the Supreme Court in Albany, New York. It started from the Mohawk Iroquois people. Set me up, stole some shit from me that was sacred, belonged to my late grandfather. That was the setup right there for all of this to happen. They stole some sacred items from me that ended up in an argument, domestic violence and high-speed chases and everything. But they went against that name right there at that time, and they called it N-I and then N-E-E, but they capitalized it. And I was the defendant. And over there was the people of the state of New York versus Nine. That's what this one guy used to call me before it happened to me. Donald Smoke, little fucker. So he was behind all of it, all the way. And so that case is going to be relevant in this case right here. But that case ended up in 13 charges being dismissed against this guy right here. Nay. And he would own New York to Oregon, California, and he would end up filing 27 charges of genocide in that case. And so here all of these people right here, and this is just some of them. This is just a few of them. This is not all of them. There's two more judges. There's Simone Voltz, Simone, Simone Voltz, Voltz is a Supreme Court clerk lady, supposed to be the supervisor. And then there's this George. They like to call it Jorge, but it sounds like he's just a George to me. George Navarrete. Anyways, those guys are all there fucking around with my court case and fucking it up, mishandling it on purpose. So they're named on there too, and that's serious too, from the Supreme Court, California, San Francisco. That they changed the name around. They don't sign the rubber stamp. They sent the case back to me. They lost the e-filing. So they've been helping all these people right here, California state. That's Gavin Newsom. You hear me, Gavin, and Rob, Vanta, and Shirley Weber, Secretary of State, and your bondsman there. Everybody that put this game in and put $50,000 on 7 different aliases. This is why we're in this court case right here. They they uh, they circled me at Mount Shasta headwaters, and this guy he started flipping like a fish right there. Cassandra Casanova, this one right here. He put hands on me and he started to try to take me down by force, and I never injured nobody, nothing. So I end up being the injured party here, corpus delicti. That's why we're in this case right here. I can prove it that these people are trying to hurt me, and pretty much on purpose, because this one attacks me when I call these guys right here, the sheriff, to let them know that this guy over here is enforcing codes on a diplomat, Nene, no social security number. And so this guy is supposed to be on constitutional oaths right here and supposed to stop this guy and say, hey, get the fuck off him. But this guy, while he's trying to take me down and take my coffee, it's on this channel too. He falls over right on top of the headwaters. There's a walkway up there, a bridge. He's flipping out. He's flipping around like he was dying. And I have the audio of these things, so you can all hear it like he's dying. Well, I didn't do it. The Great Spirit did it. Digin, the Creator, Wakan Tonka did it. Tonkashila the, the made this guy turn into a fish because it's an Italian name too. Look, and it's an Italian job here going on. So they all put up their children for collateral, $50,000. All of these people right here. And this guy, they attacked me in the. He's a sheriff sergeant. This one right here, Berry Hill too. So in the booking, this piece of shit right here put hands on me, tried to break my arm, and tried to force me to give my fingerprints to this other name again called Joe Emerson. First name Joe, last name Emerson, but really they add about 7, 8, 9 aliases to it. That they just, I don't know where the hell they get these names, but they have added on $50,000. So when they do that, they're going for a lot, 50,000 on each of those alias. And the clerk starts the bid bond process, and she knows it. That's why this is real important. There's a lot of aliases on this case. That's why these people are. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. All these latest exhibits right here are all of these things all put in here. This is a new one right here. Today is the 12th. Everybody's rolling their dice, so we're all here to look at it together. Even me, I'm just barely got on this site right here to look at it. And it says right here, findings number 27 right there. Look. And, and, and before any of this, Nene already won 27 charges of genocide in New York. He's not supposed to be having to go through any of this. He already won 27 charges of genocide. When Donald J. Trump and Attorney General Loretta Lynch were over there running the show, and Andrew Cuomo and Eric T. Schneiderman, Attorney General, when they were in office there, they were served the 27 charges of genocide. So they have received this right here. These are all the recent ones. And so let's start back up from right here. So we go over this. We were waiting for them to, not we, I was waiting for them to reopen it. This case that they closed while they had me arrested over here in Arizona and had me in jail in Navajo County. It was right here in this time that I got arrested, like right here. And I never received any of this mail right here. So everybody's all in cahoots, right? The U.S. Postal General to judges, a whole bunch of them, judges, governors, attorney generals, all are in on this right here, and said that there is no wrong. but I really sent them exhibits of everything. Right there. They mandated it in a by writ for release of any bond transactions to be returned to Social Security number ending 1460. Nene owns through POA, power of attorney. I declare under penalty perjury that the above foregoing is true and correct, pursuant to the two Wampum Treaty and a peaceful coexistence. I place my impression. So October. Proof of service. Sacramento, California, that they received all of these documents from September 29th. So September 29th to that fax number 505724015 per Marissa Clerk in case number 24CF12865 in reference to a warrant 0044937. I let them know that I was out of jail. I wasn't in Navajo County Jail. That I filed what is called a writ of habeas corpus, and that I'm sending it to them also. And then I let this federal court know that I served these people, the Siskiyou County Superior Court Criminal Division, that I returned that fugitive warrant to them, and I faxed it. Faxed also from the fax from the Siskiyou jail that said release Nene. And so this is a proof of service. Notice to the agent, notice to the principal. Return all bonds, transactions associated to Social Security number ending, and to be returned to Oregon with interest, 50,000 times 10 per minute. I sign my mark under penalty of perjury to the Wampum Treaty and a peaceful coexistence. So these are all in there. Everything that I put here. This is filed into this federal court case right here. Now, just keep in mind, I shouldn't even have to go through this. I already have won in 2016. I won in 2012 in Oregon. And those things are all in this whole case right here. So if you get a chance, you can go to this website and you can look at things here. This one was the real important thing that I'm trying to show you all right here. And yeah, there is a motion to reopen the case that was put in back on October the 7th. It's right there, number 22. Number 24 right there. Or wait, the exhibits right here. Let's see. This is the habeas corpus that's there. Eleven 3 filing date. Page 1025. Look, sign it. Attention to the court clerk. Attached are certified case docket number 03751. 16, the year 16. There's a writ of mandate application, affidavit for a free process in there. And it is to be received, filed as exhibits in case New York versus Nay. And this is where I was telling you, they wrote it out like this. The people of the state of New York, right there, versus NEE. That's the case number 13140 and a 7. They don't show you this stuff that full-blooded, the no social security number. One, his freedom back here in this court case also. This is just another victory right here. And he won it with the 2-row wampum treaty belt that was made around this time. And he's telling this court to, pursuant to the 2-row wampum treaty belt and peaceful coexistence, he puts his mark under penalty of perjury to all above aforementioned date, Monday, 10/27/25 at around 4 p.m. This is his word authoring. It's his copyright structure. And he put a spell on him all the way back to 2015, like they do to us on paper. Date 2024 CV 03185 DCDMC document 25 right there. 11/3/25, page 2 of 35. On this date right here, I requested to send me a certified official copy of case index 0371, and it was filed on that date, October 15, 2025, AM 11, Albany County Clerk right there. And I made a letter request that I want any exhibits, motion, writs, questions presented, all authenticated documents filed and received, time stamped into this case number 03751. I request any responses from defendant, St. Regis Mohawk Tribe, Duns and Bradstreet Company number, administrative office right there, council. I enclosed the 17 bucks and return address, all pursuant to these things right here. Because of that stamp and that this is turning in very international, these guys have to drop this shit too, because they're entity too. This federal court here, that even them, they capitalized my name. Just going through this. So here's what it looks like. My receipt. Okay, I cost 17 bucks. They sent me back a receipt that in that Albany County Clerk right there, guys, everybody. Right there, what it looks like. Okay. Back in the day. This is why I'm trying to tell you I shouldn't be going through this shit, and these people know it, that they're trying to bury me and bury this case right here. They're trying to bury this case right here. So pay attention. I, glottal stop, A, glottal stop, ne, versus this entity right here. Now, yeah, now, yeah, has an entity number, a monster, and there's the court case against the monster. Special priority case. They thought this is very fucking important right here. And this is in the 13 original slave colonies. This is not in DC or somewhere. This is why these people here in this court case in California are fucked because there's this court case right there. All legit original documents that everybody got in their hands, at their mail, in their fax machines, that telling them that Nene's already took you all to in bank and sent you all out home back to the sea long ago, a long time ago, and you're all still hanging around here. This is September 20, 2016. Right there's when we're to file as a free process, proceed as a poor person. Dated on that day. I did it. I made this all out on that date for them too. Reborn date from old plaintiff Nene. So like you guys are understanding that you saw that I'm going through a court case where they're changing the name again. So right there, July 11th, 2016. 1:12 p.m. Hatashi Ueha Chika. A newborn child was born. This is what it's called. Nature or action proceeding against UCC. Bitbond. Gastoa. Hokahe. Gastoa. Right there. Su Joris. Your Latin bullshit. And here's Nene. I want to call these people to the stand. Here's a judge, an assignment. All of you that study Constitution and law, here you go. Here's a world historical to tell nobody about. We are stupid, belligerent, that we are all entity, that we don't know the law or we are ignorant. For permission to prosecute as a poor person as against that. So I prosecuted them. They're supposed to all be hanging from the light poles, but I understand they're still running around over there at St. Regis Mohawk Tribe and still working against me and gambling and holding up the great law of peace while they are trying to not have peace. That's why it got confiscated from them here in this case. So we're getting there. That this is where Nene confiscated the Turo Wampum Treaty Belt. It doesn't matter what anything these people are doing to me after this case right here because they were trying to bury this one right here while they were having me over here in Arizona, Navajo County Jail, or over there at New Mexico, Bernalillo County, MDC, or over there at, at South Dakota, or over there at New York, or over there at California, or Oregon. Everybody's trying to bury this case right here that I'm showing you all that went to a federal court and is entered as exhibits there. Filed into the court case as exhibit. These people are seeing too much shit against their state that they work for, where they live, where they participate in stocks and bonds and on people, even though they work for these places and the judges and all that. So I like to throw that back in their face. This birth date, born date, birth date, artificial birth date on certificates. So I am I am Nene, a man, survivor status, live status quo, antebellum preamble, power of attorney in fact, irrevocable. And this is the original file right here. And that trust account that belongs to Nene is being held at this place right here, St. Regis Mohawk Tribal Police. And under that number, the administrative Duns and Bradstreet Company, not a living anything. That's the name is in small letters right there. All this means live. That means that I have the power of attorney of any over that name, over social security numbers, or any aliases. That's what this means already right here. They, like I was showing you, they changed the name to NI minus one I right there. So I still owned it right here. Now that trust is being held right here, and they're acting like they're the town clerk of that Franklin County, New York, is the trustee and the beneficiary trying to get the money. So here I am, counter complainant versus All of this is me right here versus this St. Regis Mohawk Tribal Police. It got this stamp, 1 cent stamp that this is an international document right here, and it's in the federal court here also, but to be treated with international respect. So I non-trustee, a sovereign Dinehman, Nene hereby gives notice that for this cause is an exception that it be a matter of special private priority interest. Document is prepared for docking. This notice is for St. Regis Mohawk Tribal Police doing business as Duns and Bradstreet number 797816647 and all corporate parties in alliance et al. And care of the Council of Record and respondents and defendants. That will be Andrew Como and that will be Eric T. Schneiderman in the town of Bombay, Franklin County Correctional Facility, State of New York Judicial Court System in partnership with that United States. Duns and Bradstreet number 10009. That's who Donald Trump was working for. Put a spell on him back on that sacred day right there, 31st. You have to learn how to write this way. I'm getting a message on my phone that it's overheating and it wants to shut me off. So, getting some views. I don't know. Maybe. Freedom delegation right there. Been at this a long time. You call him to the stand and say, did this guy, you know him? Do you have a record of it that you notarized some documents? Because those documents, he won against these people and served Donald Trump and Loretta Lynch and asked for a judicial intervention here. So I got the judicial intervention right here, and I asked these people here at this Albany court There's also this what's called ecclesiastical deed. Oh, it's all in there. What you need, but some of you may not be up for having to defend your sovereignty, like what I'm doing here. I had to go all the way over here for these people to, and I made this case right here for 666 20 something zeros. They call it hundreds of quads of trillions of billions of dollars. I don't know what that means, but I said there was 20 zeros in the claim on this court case right here against Gavin Newsom and all these people that tried to kill me and tried to silence me into a jail cell and tried to force me to be a wrong name, John Doe, Joe Emerson. My name is Nene. So there you go, everybody. That's what you need to see. And so now let's see what is their findings right here. I'm interested myself too, and I made a motion to reopen the case right here. Let's see. They never sent it to me. This recommendations and findings, so I never got to answer it, and that's what my reason was to say reopen this case. I got arrested over here on the false name, and I got out of jail as Nene. Now reopen the case, and it is not reopened. Let's see what is there. Or maybe it is my motion. We'll see here. All right, so by decree, I Nene decree by the writ of mandate order for the court to reopen the case 24 CV 3185 and to resend the findings and recommendations 7 dated 7/2 2025 by Kota. Resend as registered restricted mail as of today's date, September 30th. I have never received any legal mail to the address 2601 Scenic View Drive, Winslow, Arizona. Furthermore, I have submitted exhibits 47 pages, September 22, into case 24 CV 3185, the exhibits of my reasoning of not responding to your recommendations and findings. I was arrested, kidnapped, detained, and obstructed in my full diplomatic status, international passport diplomat, number 13-032, violated my diplomatic immunity from process and arrest by DOT, Arizona Departments, Arizona DPS, Navajo County Sheriff, Hopi, and Winslow Police. Hopi and Winslow Police, Arizona Department of Public Safety, Kernot, Cardenas, for a fugitive warrant that was not even active, was not signed, was not a valid warrant on a. All right, everybody. Okay. The circle started going crazy on my phone, and it's all hot and it's about to ready to explode. But yeah, from process and arrest. And so they put out a fugitive warrant. This number right here on a entity Joe Emerson, where for the same reason of complaint 18 USC subsection 4 criminal complaint for treason in federal court case 24 CV 3185 in violation of Article 6, Section 2. Treaties are the supreme law of the land. Whereas I could not respond to any court process as I was kidnapped and detained and held against my will as a political prisoner from July 28, 2025 to August 14, 2025, Code Talker Day, at the Navajo County Sheriff's Jail in Holbrook, Arizona, for a ransom of $50,000, held under extreme duress, threat, and in fear for my life. These details are in the filings and exhibits 47 pages. I was released as Nay Diplomat 13-032 by writ of habeas corpus in exhibits 47 pages filed into the Navajo County Superior Court and filed and docketed into the Arizona Supreme Court case HC 250008, Nene versus the state of Arizona et al. Attached one page to be filed, received, stamped. Wherefore it is the law of the land, Article 6, Section 2, and the Supremacy Clause pursuant to the Turo Wampum Treaty Belt that I carry it. I place my mark under penalty of perjury and a peaceful coexistence with my neighbors. Arizona, Winslow, Navajo County, you have a lot of fraud. All of these people are not in agreement with the tribe, the 22 tribes here in Arizona, or any of that. And it don't even matter if they're federally recognized, especially if I'm going through having to go through all of this shit and charging you. I know you all work under a doctrine of discovery to claim native lands, but Nene and Clanmothers and the 22 tribes, we really don't have a agreement with the 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 state of Arizona Inc., the Duns and Bradstreet number, not the Republic one. There's Arizona State. That's who we might have an agreement with, and for which it stands. Like it says in the United States, I pledge allegiance to the Republic and for which it stands. That's who I understand some some uh, some type of agreement with them. But we do not have any agreement with this state of Arizona or Navajo County or Nesto or this David Klaus or Desi Garcia. We don't have nothing with them. So it's all filed over here to let these people know that all these people are being defended, named as defendants over here for what happened in California. There's State of Arizona, there's Katie Hobbs, there's Chris Mace, Attorney General, Department of Transportation. All of these Arizona Department of Public Safety are under Department of Transportation. The police departments are under that. This officer and this officer Cardenas, this Navajo County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Klaus, his boss, Desi Garcia, Navajo County Government, non-native singer, Board of Supervisors, Whiting, Winslow PD, Chief Kano, et all of you crooked fuckers. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Winslow. I'm talking to you, Navajo County, Maricopa. Yeah, it's fucked up now. You gotta pay. You might trick some of your own fucking cult, but here at attention to the clerk, and I'm submitting the written mandate for a special priority case. This was for the second time here in in Arizona Supreme Court. Also, them they don't want to sign rubber stamps. They want to play. So you got to call them out on it and threaten them to that you're gonna file on them also. So that's where we're at here with all this shit. Fraud upon the court has no statute of limitations. So you can refile all that stuff. We proved it here. What they do, like what I'm saying, I proved it that I'm not John Doe anybody. But here is the case and complaint number Winslow B.J. Little Boyce Buffalo soldier. He's here like a Moore pedophile in Winslow, Arizona. He made this case and complaint on me. That's what they called it right there. And then they also went off with this Carnuti and this rookie Cardenas. They needed it's an Italian job, like I said. So they get all the Italian in the club and all the mafia, the cartel to all go do some pedophile shit and whatever, so that and beef them up so they'll do some crime against living authority. Right there's the fugitive warrant number that they arrested Nene on and tried to call him Joe Emerson, and then for the County Navajo State of Arizona versus Joe Emerson right there. So also here it's proven that they called that name here and that they arrested and detained. In the interest of justice, Navajo County government commits fraud upon the courts. Now look that up, and that's serious shit. Don't matter what these people do right here. I already, like I said, I don't have to go through this. I'm just doing this again to make sure that my court cases didn't just get buried, because they are sure burying it from your eyes. And I hear and see all the complaining on all these social media platform, on these YouTube, and I see some people want some land back, but without this knowledge right here, you can't. You're gonna have a hard time saying land back and meaning it if you don't know this right here. And it is in the interest of justice that the Navajo County government committed fraud upon the courts in violation of the two Wampum Treaty Belt 1612. A belt treaty made for a time memorial means as long as the grass grows, the sun shines, and the river flows. That those things are happening today. Constitution Article 6, Section 2 that's treaties are the supreme law of the land. So you got to know to cite this one. And then 28 USC 607 means that these people right here are not to be practicing law when they are all getting paid from the state of Arizona Duns and Bradstreet Company, that they are not working for the Constitution. That's what this means. They work for 28 UCC commercial codes. They work for money. They don't work for the Constitution. And so that's what that means. Article 6, Section 2, if you're Diné and Oyate or whatever tribe, then you have a treaty with the United States Cavalry. Then you need to say that, because if you are in the state of South Dakota or the state of Arizona or the state of New Mexico, the state of California, and you're getting called to say that social security number, and that you might be front lines, and you might get arrested and then end up in the state of whatever you're at, jail, and it's not it's not Arizona state or the republic part. It's not where the red, white, and blue flag is. The Constitution is where you're supposed to be able to get a due process and stuff, and have protection as living headman, living man, living clanmother, living woman, living child. So I put in all these things right here to these guys about what happened, about this guy tried to find this ghost right here in default judgment. There's a paper on that, so I gave it to them. It's all in here, all these different things. Here's the authenticated power of attorney, free and independent Lakota Nation passport, irrevocable covenant power of attorney. Now, Lakota independent Lakota Nation, they didn't turn me on to all of this other stuff that I'm sharing with you guys. This is some of my own knowledge throughout the years, the past 20 plus 25 years, especially this irrevocable covenant power of attorney. That these guys right here, independent Lakota Nation or not independent, maybe the entity Lakota, they don't know what this means right here. Irrevocable covenant power of attorney. Well, that means like a will. Nene, this guy that's talking right here, he knows how to make a will while he's alive right here, and make it stick in courts and say that land back is from all the way from the East Coast, Plymouth, all the way to California. He already said that he took all this shit back right here. And that's why it's real important that you guys know this, what that means, power of attorney. There's this part, irrevocable covenant, and then there's this part, power of attorney. Power of attorney, maybe somebody might get thrown in jail, and then he has to give power of attorney to somebody to get the car out of the impound. Okay, well, same thing right here. There's somebody that's a social security number, and instead of trying to make the social security number give the power of attorney to 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 his whoever to get the car out, he's giving it to the small letters of himself. That's what Nene did right here. So there was this ghost, not that one right there, but a different one, and that that Emerson Joe ghost right there, small or capital, gave gave power of attorney to the one guy that we talked to, that's talking right here, this one right here. I didn't just automatically get this too for all of your information. This is the long hard battle and still ongoing right here for me to be this. Not many natives fight me for this position right here, and doing this right here. But the Bilagana and the black man and all the others, they do want this type of status right here. Again, I told you that I did this for 20 plus years now. Even before I met these Oyate at Albuquerque, Fort Albuquerque we call it, Fort Two Cannons, Berdil Sohtasanir, where those two cannons are at. It's where I met Chante Tinza at Bernard Peoples' home, where he was near the First Nations there on Zuni and San Mateo. There's a sweat lodge there. Back then, there was one man named Norman. Red Star used to run a Nipi there. They remember, they were my witnesses when I did this, joined this warrior society right here, and end up doing what I'm doing now. And I learned to make sure that I get a certificate of no record, that there's no ghost named Emerson Joe in business in Arizona by the governor. At that time, she wasn't the governor, Katie Hobbs. Katie Hobbs wasn't the governor, she was just a secretary of state. So she's been in corruption a long time, bidding for this day to be that right there, the principal bonding agent. Principal bonding agent, that lady, Arizona. Then I made sure that Arizona, there's no Joe Emerson LLC Corporation forward backwards. California also forward backwards. There's no certificate. There's no. This means that there's no company that's a LLC or a corporation. And there's even one of no Nine Corporation. And I put all these things. I even put this court of claims right here. This is important for you all to see right here too. Yeah, again, it doesn't matter what this court case did right here. What matters is that you can all have a look into a court case where 27 charges of genocide was already made and done. And what did Nene say in that court case right there that made him dismiss the case? So I need you all to really understand, to really understand, comprehend. Go sage off, go smudge off, clean your ears out real good. This is from the living side. I'm going through this phone to go in your ears. I am not an entity, and I'm not trying to go back to an entity, and I'm not trying to play both sides. I'm doing fine, except for this bullshit that I hear. Always complaining. The entity's always complaining. He's not even a living man having to go grow a garden or something. Hunt. Even though the entity gets social security number, SSI, free handouts. Motherfucker still complains day and night. Look on Facebook. Look on wherever. Now, Now, it's important that in this special priority case 03751 in 2016, Ine versus the St. Regis Mohawk Tribe, Duns number, in the appeal and counter complaint writ of mandate, he said, why should the court grant the mandate? The court administrative, and it's an administrative court, so he's telling it that It's in violation of 28 USC 607. Your administrative company office, Duns and Bradstreet Company, you're in violation trying to practice law. And then the court has to establish the rule of law to preside over these cases. The state of Arizona versus Joe Emerson. Joe, first name, last name, Emerson. Can the state of Arizona provide the burden of proof, the signed instrument in 1948, where Clanmothers and Headmen signed over their jurisdiction to the state of New York or the state of Arizona? Show it to me. As Article 6, Section 2 says treaties are the supreme law in the land. If it is, then the League of Indian Nations must have their agreements with their creator, the Great Spirit, and the daughters of the Great Spirit pre entering into any treaty with any foreigners. The first rule of law here on Turtle Island are with the daughters of the Great Spirit. Onchi, clan mothers, Nihima, Shamasane. So August 25 was first time I filed. Like I said, I had to refile this 2 times. So next one was September 22, I think it was. And so again, I did the same thing that I did in New York. And I put a whole bunch of names on this. Right there. B.J. Little, Judge Clark. You all learned a lesson now. And you respect the Neh people. Navajo Tribe of Indians, 1868. Those children are here today. And we don't like your mistreatment. And we don't like you kidnapping us and our children, eating us, sacrificing us. It's your guys' turn to pay with your children, and your homage is long overdue. You haven't paid for what you have done, and you show no remorse for what you have done to us. So treason is all I know to say to you. You are treasonous. Mayor Kano, Bird Eye Kano, Ernesto, Navajo County Sheriff's Office. You might arrest some people, but you're still an entity doing it. So it doesn't fix the people who seek true justice. You guys were gonna missing murdered indigenous people, me, and by a false name. City of Winslow. What does city mean? Define it. What is the people of the state of Arizona? And the city defined body politic, person, and individual in use of a summons. And you put this case number. Tell us what it means in body politic, person, and individual in the use of a summons right here to in this case number, in this fugitive number, that complaint number. So this was supposed to take care of everything right here, all anything from here to New Mexico to New York, whatever. And right here, this time I can't say United States, Duns and Bradstreet number, whatever, 10009. I can't say that anymore because I put it out of business on my last court case. So all I can do here is tell you it's out of business today. There's no United States of America charter. I put it out of business in the Bible too. So quit swearing in on that Bible. And here I am still telling you I reserve my rights, and all of my gold is entrusted to the Nebuchadnezzar right here. The Nebuchadnezzar. It can't I can't have my trust under DOI or BIA or Navajo Nation Casino Enterprises because all of it's actually out of business, and I am not. I am still under my Clanmother authority, my clan birthright, my hand signal sign right there, and my identifying international number. That everything I'm doing is still in care of the Nebuchadnezzar within the sacred mountains. Right here in Apache County, right there, I am recognized as Nene. I am not lying to the notary public in Apache County, Chinle, Arizona, Window Rock, or Pinion. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm here to tell you the truth that your notary people and also at Phoenix, they serve, they say that I am Nene and I am a live living man and that I am doing with my rights, getting verification of who I am. This was another verification of the signing to the rubber stamp right there in Navajo County Superior Court. This is a timestamp writ on the habeas corpus that I sent in. It's filed on 10/7/25 right there. Okay, so it's important right here. I was inside of this jail right here. This is all written by a tiny little piece of a lead of a pencil because you can't have a long pencil or a pen because they're afraid you might stab each other or whatever. And so they got me in Max while I'm here in this address right there. And my time's getting low on this. I'm running out of battery. Okay, so I better hurry up. Anyways, right there, I showed you that I entered some documents. This is what is the actual habeas corpus that Nene is out here with you all today. Writ of mandate order, habeas corpus, non-trustee, non-citizen, a living sovereign, Twittichini, Dene Headman, Nene, diplomat number 13-032 under the authority of Clanmother, a son, Naza Yellowhair, gives a writ of mandate order habeas corpus pursuant to the Two-Row Wampum Treaty Belt and United States Constitution, Article 6, Section 2, Supremacy Clause. Treaties are the supreme law of the land. The Superior Court of the State of Arizona in and for the County of Navajo, Duns and Bradstreet entity number is mandated to release the living body of a living headman, Nene, diplomat number 13-032 under his Clanmother authority, a son, Nezeh, August 13, 2025, right there. A son, Nezeh, yellow hair, supreme authority, and for a lack of jurisdiction, whereas in the Superior Court of the State of Arizona, fugitive complaint FW 2025 forward slash 24 CF 12865, complainant, unreadable signature. Judge Clark, Judge B.J. Little, Capitan Desi Garcia, Sheriff Klaus, Arizona Department of Public Safety, J. Kernut, 66600, or wait, 06600. Yeah, badge number 06600, Arizona Department of Public Safety Deputy Carlos Cardenas. I don't remember what his badge number was. Navajo County Sheriff's Office, sheriff's deputies, and et al., sergeants, all of them are all sworn in on de facto Bible oaths, masquerading as de jure constitutional oaths in violation of 4 U.S.C. flag. Complainant Judge Clark, Judge B.J. Little, et al. Corporate parties in the alliance are in an attempt to extradite, embezzle, committing fraud upon the court, and treason by unlawfully kidnapping and detaining a non-citizen, non-trustee, a true living hereditary headman, Nene, diplomat number 13-032, Lakota Free and Independent Lakota International Passport as a fictitious entity named Joe Emerson. I, Nene, am being held against my will as a political prisoner with full diplomatic immunity, protections from any process and arrest, no restrictions and no expiration. The Lakota Free and Independent Lakota International Passport diplomat number 13-032 is recognized by international treaty law, U.S. treaty law, Vienna Convention on Treaties, and United Nations. Navajo County Sheriff's Office, Capitan Desi Garcia, Sheriff Claus, booking sergeants, sheriffs, deputies have doctored and falsified the booking information by changing my name to Joe Emerson and the fingerprints and the mugshot and using the social security number ending in 141234 that I, Nene, owns by United States of America, authenticated, irrevocable covenant power of attorney. In fact, I, Nene, never consented to give permission to Navajo County Sheriff's Office booking sergeants or any to use my social security number, trust account number ending in to identify I, Nene. Any signature was signed UCC 1308, UCC 1207, signed under threat, intimidation, and duress. Arizona DPS J. Kernut, I spelled it wrong, it was supposed to be a U. Kernut, at 06600, Arizona DPS Carlos Cardenas made the unlawful arrest. Illegal search and seizure 7/28/25 in violation of international diplomat Nene 13-032 in his full diplomat capacity and protections and immunity from process and arrest. J. Cornett in Deputy Carlos Cardenas have obstructed Nene, causing a travesty of justice. Arizona Department of Public Safety have obstructed Nene, diplomat number 13-032, currently in an ongoing active federal court case titled Nene, diplomat number 13032 versus California State, the people of the state of California. Attorney General Rob Bonta, judges, District Attorney Balboa, Siskiyou County Sheriff's Department, Mount Shasta Police Department, Sergeant Barry Hill, Officer Casanova, et al. Corporate parties in alliance. Case number 24CV3185. Whereas in this ongoing active case, Nene alleges violation of his diplomatic immunity, violation of Constitution Article 6, Section 2, Supremacy Clause, violation of the Two-Row Wampum Treaty Belt, and a federal criminal complaint of treason, 18 U.S.C. subsection 4. Nene is witness of treason in said case. Treason is punishable by hanging, 18 U.S.C. subsection 4 federal complaint, treason, 18 U.S.C. 2381. In said federal court case 24 CV 3185, there is a writ of mandate stay order on the case 24 CF 12865. Wherefore, there is a writ of mandate stay order on bench warrant number 0044937, dated 1/2/25 by Judge W. Lawrence, issued to Mount Shasta Police Department, agency number 2410M-0588 for and within California state. For and within California state. This shit wasn't even active in Arizona. So, Arizona, you gambled, you decided to participate. Navajo County, you decided to participate. You take orders from your principal bonding agent, Katie Hobbs. You should have called Chris Mays and asked for her advice. Kernut, Cardenas, Desi, BJ, blowjob, you fucking idiots. You fucking pedophiles. You love those dead presidents too much. Wherefore, federal court case 24 CV 3185 takes precedence over the Siskiyou County court case number 24 CF 12865. Where was I? Well, trying to disconnect me and the phone heated, almost caught on fire a while ago while I was reading it. So, so all of these are causing a travesty of justice. Arizona Department of Public Safety have obstructed Nene diplomat number 13-032 currently in an ongoing active federal court case titled Nene diplomat number 13-032 versus California State. So on this date and at this time, they did obstruct. They did do all this stuff over here in Winslow and Navajo County. And these guys did let it activate a warrant out of California. Never and it keeps shutting us down. Trying to. So right here in an court case titled Nene Diplomat number 13-032 versus California State, the people of the state of California, Duns and Bradstreet number, the Attorney General, Rob Bonta, Judges, District Attorney Baboni, Siskiyou County Sheriff's Department, Mount Shasta Police Department, Sergeant Berryhill, Officer Casanova, corporate parties in alliance in case number 24 CB 3185. Whereas in this ongoing active case, Nene alleges violation of his diplomatic immunity, violation of Constitution, Article 6, Section 2, Supremacy Clause, violation of the Turo Wampum Treaty Belt, and a federal criminal complaint of treason. And that criminal is 18 U.S.C. subsection 4 federal criminal complaint. And that treason 18 U.S.C. 2381. Nene is witness of treason in said case. Treason is punishable by hanging. In said federal criminal court case 24 CB 3, there is a writ of mandate stay order on the case number 24 CF 12865. Wherefore, there is